year on ESPN, we've seen the kart Indy cars, Formula One, NASCAR, USAC, IMSA, and SCCA. But the season is over, and it's time once again for our yearly offering of thrills and spills. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Lee alongside my Saturday Night Thunder colleague Larry Rice, a three-time USAC champion, but you've been up against the fence a few times yourself.
Gary, I've been against the fence, on top of the fence, and over the fence a few times, but I keep bouncing back. You've been upside down a couple times yourself, though.
We have our own personal thrills and spills. We're not going to focus on us this evening because we have plenty of action coming your way from other divisions.
We're going to look at the NASCAR guys bending a few fenders. We're going to look at the Formula One guys in the dirt and trying to ride the cushion.
Speaking of the cushion, we have USAC sprints and midgets with a few Tommy tip-overs, and the IndyCar drivers trying to keep them between the fences. But as we say every year, there were no serious injuries from all these altercations, and I've often said, if you can't laugh at yourself, you don't have a sense of humor.
Hey, we poke fun at each other and everybody else on Saturday Night Thunder, and I hope these guys have a sense of humor because we're going to try to have some fun tonight.
See if you can pick out your favorite driver on Thrills and Spills.
Gary, here's some action from North Wilkesboro, Allison and Bodine.
Not that many switches on a midget or a sprint car. This is Darlington. There's Harry Gant, and he's in trouble.
Look at this bumper cam shot. Boom, it's gone.
More action from Darlington again. Harry Gant slides across right in the middle of traffic. Let's take a look again. He collects Dale Jarrett.
And this is the bumper cam that we just saw get smashed from a different point of view.
There is Dale. There's that case of racing rheumatism we talk about in motorsports.
And look at the bodywork here. Precision bodywork right there, Gary.
Look at the bumper cam there on the Oldsmobile.
Uh-oh. Look at the crash coming off the 4.
Derek Cope, a former winner of the Daytona 500.
He didn't select too many cars. It looked like everybody there was going to catch him.
A good shot of the rear of Hut Strickland. That's Bobby Allison's racing team.
It sure gets close right there, doesn't it? Wow.
There's Kenny Schrader. Not too happy, and here's why.
Yeah, he got down into that inside fence, smoked the brakes, but that was about it.
Alan Kolwicki bruises his hooters right there.
He sure did. Man, oh man, he didn't hit it as hard as I thought he was going to.
Look at this melee.
Yeah, there's Chad Little and Mickey Gibbs and Michael Walters heading for the pit.
All the action taking place at Bristol in this sequence. Now watch this. He looks like Brad Knopfinger. That's Earnhardt trying to back her in.
Harry Gant's not doing a bad job either, spinning around and blowing smoke.
Well, watch this. Ricky Rudd into the rear of Bodine. This is Brett Bodine. Whose fault was that?
Whose fault do you think that was? I'll guarantee you Brett Bodine doesn't think it was his fault.
Let's look again. Where's the contact? Right there. Did he turn right into it?
It sure looks like the wheel turned right from where I'm sitting, but I don't know. Oops, he thought so too.
Now, you have never done that before.
Never. Look at this. Look at this. Let's look at... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A little bit of a right-hand turn. That's okay.
Block flag Rudd.
Brett Bodine thinks that should have been the case.
Allison and Bodine in there together. And there goes Walter on the low side. Look out there. Well, Earnhardt luckier this time. Jeff Bodine heads to the penalty box, and that Budweiser T-Bird needs some extensive repair work.
Yeah, looks like he's carrying a penalty box behind him, too, doesn't it?
We'll take a look at that skirmish once again from on top the car of Dale Jarrett, and he shreds his way through. Oh, that was close. And there's the damage to Allison, and there in the penalty box is Bodine.
Look at this traffic jam. It looks like the L.A. freeway in rush hour.
Irvin at Talladega, and look at the air under Mark Martin. He almost goes over. You've done that in a sprint car before.
Yeah, it's a little tough in one of those cars. They're a little heavier, but boy, he got up there.
Car wash for Hut Strickland coming up in the mud. Look how many cars are involved on the backstretch.
Looks like he's water skiing with all that spray going everywhere, doesn't it?
Here's Lake Speed, the Phillips 66 car. Watch the action now. And there it is, down the backstretch. Irvin gets in trouble, gets into Petty, and there goes Speed to the outside wall.
He's got a cracked glass and all.
Now here is Darrell Waltrip at Daytona, and watch this ride. He hits that pavement and goes side for side. How many times?
I don't know, but Darrell thought he'd met his brother Darrell and his other brother Darrell there for a minute, I think.
Now the roll cage held. He was stiff from head to toe, but otherwise uninjured. Here's Hut Strickland. Watch this. And there goes Petty. That's the king. Airborne over Ricky Rudd.
Hut Strickland went right into the pits. Perfect landing.
I like the bumper cam in NASCAR. I think we should use that for our USAC racing, put on a sprint car midget, because those guys never get quite that close, do they?
Oh, never. In midgets and sprint cars, we stay very, very far from each other. We never bump wheels. We never touch each other. Be perfect for a midget and sprint car.
Don't run for public office. More on this year's edition of... Welcome back to Thrills and Spills with Larry Rice. I'm Gary Lee, and I think on this evening's show we have something for everybody.
That's right. We've got Formula One coming up, Indy cars, plus the sprints and midgets.
Well, right now, let's rearrange some more sheet metal with Winston Cup. A battle for the lead at Sears Point. Tom Kendall, 42, the youngster, battling with the veteran Mark Martin. They get together, and Martin heads for the tires.
Yeah, he didn't look too happy when he got side-swiped just a little bit right there.
Kendall looked like he was on his way to his first ever Winston Cup victory.
He left the tire in the middle of the racetrack. Whoops, not for long.
And now we look at the closing laps and watch Rudd, and he is going to get penalized for this move right here as he spins out Allison.
He did that pretty hard. Oops, he wasn't very happy.
Well, Rudd will take the checker flag, but he gets penalized. The victory goes to Allison. Under the lights at Bristol, and there goes Bodine.
Ooh, smoke, smoke, smoke.
No mosquitoes on this night.
That's for sure.
In-car camera with the Dale Jarrett. Wouldn't you like to run the sprint cars here at Bristol?
Well, he can follow the fence very well. Look at him right there. He does a good job of that.
Bud Strickland in trouble once again at Bristol. This is going to be a tough racetrack. 500 laps and a half-mile high bank.
Left side, right side, and nose first.
And head on by Ernie Irvin.
Bingo. Denny Schrader barely got by.
Now we take a look at what it looks like from inside the cockpit. What's the yellow light?
I don't know, but he didn't like it.
Over.
Looks like some real precision bodywork right there, doesn't it, Gary?
10-minute body makeover here at Bristol.
Tearing it off.
And now we take a look at the bumper cam through the smoke. What's up in front of it?
Man, I don't see much better than that normally, but that was bad.
Earnhardt needs some help. A guy comes over the wall and heads for the pavement. Now watch this entrance to the pit area. Whoops, I missed my turn-in point. Climb on the brakes and crank her hard to the left.
He did a good job, but I'll tell you what, that was a road course he just went through.
Now watch this. Earnhardt in the pit area, backing up. Now watch where he stops. The pit lane in that area is dry except for this one touchdown. Crew, work on my car right here.
Nice, friend.
We sure enjoyed covering USAC sprint and midget competition on Saturdays this season just to prove that open cockpit racing is a contact sport.
It certainly is. We proved that. I was only joking a while ago. They do run very close together and do make a lot of contact. But there was a lot of open cockpit competition around the country that we didn't get to see.
Sprint car action from Sioux Falls. This is Chad Mellenburn, and watch his fire escape technique.
He doesn't have much of a technique, and if he doesn't get out of there, he's going to get more than these Mellenburg, Gary.
I guess so. I mean, I'd be bailing out in a hurry. Look at it. Now I got the steering wheel off. Now I got to get my straps out. Now will you please help me? And the fire's out now, and he's still in the cockpit.
And now he panics and wants to get the heck out of there. He should have been getting out there sooner. But finally, he made it, and all well.
His feet are not smoking. That's right. Matt Richard in trouble. Big trouble. What roll cages are for.
Right, did a good job, too.
There's Brent Anhill. He hits the wall and keeps going, then gets in trouble.
He forgets to get off the gas. Ran right back down the racetrack.
Mike Moe, he's up on the wall and tips. Is that a Tommy tip over?
That was almost a Tommy tip over.
And here is Rod Henderson. Watch this. He gets in trouble. He gets hit right here. Does a 360. Stays on the hammer. But something breaks, and he hits the fence.
He forgets to turn, Gary.
Oh, I don't think he could turn. And somebody else can't avoid it. Look at this mess. He gets hit 2, 3, 4 times.
I think we need an ugly wing contest after this series. That is a Tommy Tipover right there.
Matt Richard again. Watch this. Wrong spot at the wrong time, which is pretty typical in sprint car racing.
He doesn't even have a wing anymore. It flew off.
Recognize this guy? Chad Mellenburn. How quick does he climb out this time? Still there. Lyle Howe, he's in trouble. Bicycle, hits the wall, flips.
And look at that wing. Perfect condition. Never got upside down.
Bob Klosterberg.
He got upside down, and that wing is hurt, I guarantee you.
The Devil's Bowl. Here's why it's called the Devil's Bowl.
It's a reverse flip. You don't see that very often.
Chip Wilson and Tim Crawley. Back to midget competition on the pavement. Maris Delfox and Bill Compton, they're in trouble.
Bing, no wings here to get bent up, just roll cake.
Don Carter and Tom Bigelow.
Oh, that's
Don Carter with a bit of a fire down in the engine compartment, but he climbs out. Dick Pohl, this is at Winchester.
I'll tell you what, that hurt even worse.
Winchester in Indiana, yes indeed it did. High bank, 34-degree banking. Mark Alderson on the dirt at the point, a flat left rear, and watch the neck snap.
Boom, and it doesn't slide very well on a flat left rear.
Well, Jim Mahoney does not race dirt very often.
And here's why.
This is at Eldora in Ohio. And now Jeff Gordon, also at Eldora, the Silver Crown champion, runs with the back of his teammate Jimmy Silson, collects the fence.
Look at this. 2 wheels, they're back to.
Formula One coming up next. Rice, you ever have a desire to go across the pond and cover F1?
Not really. Besides the jet lag, I don't think I could pronounce the names.
Yeah, here in USAC we've got the Joneses and Stanley and Gordon. And well, let's go now to all the guys we can't pronounce in Formula One.
Everybody's dream, we're going to ride a Ferrari right into the pits of Formula One.
Oops. Mansell, oh, look at that style.
What form, what form.
The Olympics are coming up. That's right, he's qualified. Mansell and Seta taking a ride back to the pit area. I'd like to be riding with them.
No thanks.
No thanks. Sure.
I'd rather be waving like he is.
No. Ooh, Seta upside down in the sandbox.
A little more than a Tommy tip over. And here we are, riding the cushion. We're trying to get traction. No way. Come to a stop.
That's why they have sand outside the turns. Look out. Don't raise your hand when you're going to get hit.
You raise it before you get hit.
Man. A good look at Nigel Mansell at speed.
Oh, boy, he's dirt tracking that baby, too.
Here's the start at Phoenix, maybe the last F1 race we see through the streets of Phoenix.
And man, look at that start. Everybody goes everywhere, sparks flying, smoke rolling, and nobody crashes.
Once again, more of the speed shot from Phoenix. Look at the debris, the dust, the marble.
Look how close they get.
Williams and Williams. The Williams team, hang on. They're both going to miss the turn.
Pretty close, pretty close.
There's Senna. What can you say that there's nothing said about that driver?
Not much. Look at this.
Oh, boy, you ride the Dodgers at the amusement park.
He tried to miss him, then he tried to back into him after he got around.
Engage the clutch, pull out right in front of somebody else.
Oh, let's have a hot dog roast. What do you think?
Get the marshmallows out.
Oh,
now watch this firefighting technique. This guy has a triple layer driving suit on, but that's as close as I want to get.
He pinched his fingers on the fire extinguisher. Yeah, we'll have fire extinguishers for some hot dogs.
Oh, man, look at this ride.
That was not nice.
There's the Leighton House car off the racetrack, sliding back on.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. It's the old ball game, boy.
More dirt tracking. He's not going to make it this time.
Ooh. No, he hit the cushion pretty hard, too, jumping right on
Martini car is off the racetrack.
Yeah, he kept running over the cushion and the cushion and the cushion right there, didn't he? Look at that. He's up in the air more than you're on a dirt track.
Mansell does a lot of waving, doesn't he?
He certainly does. Looks like these guys take their helmets off a lot, too. They carry their own seats around. He must not want anybody else to drive his race car.
Ruckenberger off the track, but gathers it back in.
He didn't gather it in very well. He had a green tire with a green car. Short way
through the chicane backwards. I don't think that's legal.
No, short way, but it wasn't the fast way.
A Ferrari on the outside, lock him up.
Well, he didn't hit anything but a cone, but it didn't do anything.
Mansell's going to wave again.
He does a lot of waving. He does a lot of waving.
Well, Mansell chasing Senna, and he's in the corner too hot, dirt tracking, but he's not going to hang on. Stuck in the kitty litter. Now let's see if he waves again.
Yeah, he didn't wave that time, but you can't see very well when you're out in the dirt there.
Another long walk back to the pit area. Boy, that car's missing.
Yeah, it doesn't run too good on just 3 wheels, I guarantee you.
Look at this. Senna climbs out of the sand trap. That's the car totally inverted.
That's what you call being in the trenches. That's where he was, calling out of the trenches.
This is how it happened.
And look at these guys, Gary. They always wanted to hang around with an F1 team. Look at them. They're hanging around
An F1 champion, too. Alisi on the inside. Senna's in trouble again.
He just puts her in reverse and goes right back between them.
TK off the track and headed for the concrete barricade, but he gets in the sand and stays off of it. Senna in trouble again.
Like the same place, same action, boom, right up there again.
Guess who's waving?
I can never guess who's waving this time.
Ah, look who's going to pick up the champion for a free ride back to the pit area.
He wants somebody to help him wave. He's not even helping him wave. Well, sport.
Oh, he is a champion, though. Once again, we must reiterate, Larry, that there were no serious injuries from any of these altered. Larry Rice, a three-time USAC champion. Prove it right there. There's the USAC Midget Championship ring from 1973. We are wearing red because that's the color of the flag that normally comes out after all these crashes. And coming up next, the Indy cars.
Yeah, and the Indy cars are a contact sport also. And the road to the championship is sometimes a rough one.
Here's Willie T. Ribbs waving in the field. Now watch Al Unser Jr. come flying through here. Rahal almost gets him. Look at that evasive action.
You take the low road, I'll take the high road.
Here's Michael Andretti, a little too close to the inside concrete, a little too much congestion here in the pit area.
Ooh, traffic jam, look at that.
On board with Andretti.
Think those things are smooth? Look at his head jumping around in that thing.
Now this is at Cleveland, and watch the slide job by Bobby Rahal on Mario. Get out of my way!
He did, right into the dirt.
All right, we got Scott Pruitt getting hit by Scott and Danny and Scott. This is at Nazareth. Now watch this again. Pruitt gets the rumble strip, and he gets in trouble. Every Scott in the race was taken out on the first lap. Now there is Scott Pruitt in the red 11. Now here comes Scott Brayton. Oh! And there's Danny Sullivan. And there's Scott Goodyear. Wipe out all the Scots.
Bang, 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 bang.
Look at Andretti. Comes up behind Tony, and little Sweet coming up here.
Oh, yes. He was not very happy with Tony at that point, was he?
Paul Tracy driving for Roger Penske. A former Indy 500 victor is Ari Luyendyk, and Luyendyk is off in the dirt. Whose fault was that? That was Tracy.
Luyendyk should have moved over. He's driving for Roger Penske now. Doesn't he know that?
Oh. Is that in the kart rule book?
That's in the kart rule book.
Well, speaking of Penske's teammates, who moves over here? Well, on the inside is Mears. The outside is Fittipaldi, and well, that's why Roger Penske has gray hair.
That'll give any car owner gray hair, believe me.
There's Ari Luyendyk making it 3 wide as he goes by Andretti on the inside. Just enough room to make that move. And here is another Andretti. That is Jeff climbing over the rear wing of Tony Bettenhausen.
And there wasn't enough room there.
Here is a lesson in how not to take a turn. He misses the turning point. He's way out in the marbles. And that's your champion, Michael Andretti. And our congratulations to Michael Andretti on his record-breaking championship year. Well, coming up next, the very best from Saturday Night Thunder. And I never realized how excited you could get calling a race.
You know, those guys gave us a lot of reasons to get excited last summer.
But it looks a lot scarier from the broadcast booth, I think, than what it does from the race car.
I think so. When you're in the car, you don't realize everybody's going as fast. But when you're in the booth, they look very, very fast.
All right, let's take a look and see how we saw it this season.
Look at it, look! Oh, man! All 4 of them right together, a new leader.
Oh.
Eric Gordon takes the lead. Here comes Butler. And no, he's still sliding. He is dirt tracking through the corner.
He's the tire. The left rear tire just blew on that thing right in front of Stanley. Back and forth, dip and dive, slip and slide. What kind of race could you ask for? No, look at this. Strike.
Oh, now contact, but he keeps it straight.
And here goes Keeker around both of them. Man, oh man.
So Keeker goes from 3rd to 1st in 1 lap. Saccone is 2nd. 3rd now is Dryden.
Ryan's hanging right in there. He's running one heck of a race. And Stevie Ruiz has moved up into 4th. Stryker fell clear back to 5th in that little contact over there, but I don't blame him. I'd hold my breath and fall back a little bit too.
Dave, your thoughts on this competition?
Just a quick update.
Saccone's in trouble. Saccone is in trouble. Hard into the wall. He rips out the front. Another car hard to the wall. Upside down. 3 or 4 cars involved.
Ride with Wally Pancratz once again at Ventura. Look at the traffic, Larry.
It sure is exciting. Look at those guys. Oh, look at this.
There's Johnny Parsons, and he is in trouble. JP out of Speedway, Indiana.
Heavy traffic as Farrar gets upside down real hard, and he's going to have some racing with him tomorrow, I'll tell you.
A shot coming up, and even the champion getting upside down.
A sloppy flip by Sleepy Trip.
Well, if you agree with that. Jordan Hermanstater, and he walked away.
Flash Jordan, no less.
Another look at Farrar. And again, it's Dan Ford. We've seen a lot of Dan upside down.
And here comes Hermanstater again, upside down, not flashing this time.
And here is one of the most violent flips we saw this season. And that is young Dale Sexton on the opening night of Saturday Thunder. Back to Winchester, there's Critter.
Critter Malone, and look at this. You talk about violent. That thing looks bad.
Car was wiped out, but he was uninjured. Bob Saccone, also at Winchester, he walked away and did one of his patented humorous interviews with
But
us.
look at everybody else. There's 1, 2, 3 of them.
That dribble's upside down. Now here is Stevie Reed, the in-car camera. He's about to go over. Watch right here. He's upside down. Things happen in a hurry at Winchester. Ted Hines down the back stretch in a midget. Ted Jones in Sleepy Trip. Jack Davison climbs over the top of the roll cage. Schilling and Mason at Winchester. Well, that's not Ventura with Critter Malone in the Block 7 car and Dan Ford in the red number 10.
Doesn't look like they wanted much to do with each other, but as Jones comes in there, look at this. He leans real hard on Sleepy Trip and puts him up in the marble.
Here's Jimmy Stills, sky ground.
He brought her back down.
He won that night, in fact.
Look at this, a Timmy two-wheeler.
I hadn't heard of that one before.
I just thought that one up. That's why.
Ron Hazelton, he gets banged by about 3 or 4 guys there before he tips over.
The original Tommy Tipple.
And here is Mike Mason. He's at Winchester. There's Dale Sexton at Ventura.
Look at this hit.
Ooh. P.J. T-Bones. P.J. Jones, T-boning Alderson.
Oh, terrible. Very hard. Another Tommy Tipple. Look at Sleepy
This
Trip.
is why Sleepy Trip is a champion. He muscles his way by.
Leaned hard and kept her going straight.
Terry Farrar again. That wraps up this.